Hi everyone, Ted LaVine with Ted LaVine Golf, Better Skills for Better Scores. I'm your certified New Rules golf coach, and today we are going to talk about the driver. And I want to cover a few primary things with the driver that I want you to keep in mind. So we're going to talk about setup, we're going to talk a little bit about physics, and I also want to talk a little bit about controlling your club and keeping your shots in play. So first off, let's start with the setup. So the primary differences between a driver setup versus an iron setup would start from the ground up. So number one, when you set your feet up, we want a power stance. So we want to feel like the heels are just a little bit wider than the shoulders. Okay? The next difference will be with your ball position. When we get with the driver, we want to feel like that ball position is a little bit more off the inside of that front heel. And as far as the tee height goes, this one is a little bit subjective, but as a general rule, I would recommend that you have at least half the ball above your driver. Now, some players like me, through trial and error, I found that teeing the ball up a little higher produces better results. But yet, I know many players that have the ball teed up a little bit lower than that and are excellent drivers. So that's one thing I would tell a player to, when you get out and hit some balls on the range, adjust that tee height a little up or down and find out the right tee height that obviously hits it in the center of your club face. Okay? So we've got a wider stance. We've got that ball teed off our left side, and the height is according to what we've established is a good height. The last thing I want to talk about is getting yourself in a position that promotes catching the ball on the upswing. Because really everything else in golf, especially all the shots we're going to hit off the ground, we want to be coming down just a little bit as we strike the ball. But with the driver, we want to be ascending. So a slight adjustment you can make is what we'll call the secondary tilt with the spine, and that would be getting your spine tilted slightly back. And what that's going to do is it's going to drop your back shoulder, right shoulder for right-handed golfer, a little bit lower than your left. And what that will do is that will get you in a position that you'll feel like you're swinging up the ramp a little bit. Because for most golfers, if they can get the ball up in the air just a little bit higher, they're going to get more carry distance, which will usually result in more overall distance. There's less resistance in the air than there is on the ground. Okay? The second topic is physics. Now, how far you hit your ball and the direction it goes is dictated by three primary factors. One would be how much ball speed do you have. Number two would be what launch angle did you hit the ball on. And then number three would be what kind of spin did you put on the ball. How much backspin / side spin did you have on the ball? Okay? And spin is dictated and launch is dictated by the loft of the club. So the more loft you have on your club, the higher you can hit the ball and the more spin you can put on the ball. So generally speaking, for a player that has less ball speed or less club head speed, getting the ball up in the air is usually a better thing. So certainly this tilt would help that player to do that, and looking at the loft of your driver is going to help with that too. And then as we go up the scale with club head speed and ball speed, then we want to start to drop the launch angle and spin rate. Because if you have too much club head speed or ball speed, you can get really good carry distance, but because the spin rates are so high, when the ball lands, it just stops. There's no release on it. Okay, which also is, very frustrating for somebody who is a very strong player. All right. Now, sticking with the physics theme, if you wanted to keep the ball in play every time, you'd get yourself set up, and what you do is you'd hit the ball 20 or 25%. Okay? If I swung like that every time, or if anybody swung like that every time, even if there's some breakdowns in technique, because the club head speed is so low, you cannot put that much spin on the ball. Whatever line it starts on, it's going to hold that line. All right? Now, I'm not telling everybody to swing at 20 or 25%, but that kind of brings me to the last topic, which would be speed threshold. And this is something that I would recommend you do right before you play, because every day is a little different. Some days you're loose, some days you're tight, and you have to find out how aggressive you can be on that day. All right? So what I would tell you to do is get yourself set up, and this would be after you've warmed up. You've hit a couple short irons, you've hit a couple mid irons, maybe you've hit a couple of your longer irons or hybrids. Thank you. And now we're getting to the driver. So you're going to get yourself set up, full swing, and hit some balls, what I would say is 40 to 50%. After you've hit a few drives like that, chances are the contact's going to be pretty good, direction will be pretty good, and then I want you to push it. Go to 60%. Hit the same 4 or 5 balls, kind of get a good gauge of where you're at, and then go to 70%. So I'm going to get up and I'm going to hit this one a little bit harder. I'm going to go like 80%. Okay. And that one was pretty good for me. That was relatively straight, and that ball is in play on this fairway. So if I went out to play today, I would keep reminding myself, hey, swing at 80%. And that's self-discipline. Most people get up, and especially the male golfers, this is the sexy club, we'll say, and it's fun to hit it hard. All right, it's fun to swing fast. But the other part of that is there's some repercussions for those shots that go wayward. And also, as we get faster and faster, we're going to start to see some variance with where we strike the ball on the club face itself. All right, so you need to be honest with yourself, and you need to really pay attention to how aggressive can I get today before things start to get inconsistent. Please send me your feedback. I love the comments that everybody sends me. I'm Ted LaVine with Ted LaVine Golf, Better Skills for Better Scores. Visit my website at tedlavine.com or my Facebook at Ted LaVine Golf. Thank you and good luck.
Oh, at the end I don't need as much.
Okay. All right. What do you think? Is it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. It is a little bit long though, isn't it?
Yeah. That's all right.
Okay. Do I need to do a third one?
No.
Okay.